After doing the full review on the Nyjah 3s, Yeah, these are the Nyjah 3s, right? After doing this review on the Nyjah 3s and coming up with this concept art for the Nyjah 4s, check that out. Those are gonna be what the Nyjah 4s look like, guarantee it. Watch, fast forward in the future, probably what it's gonna look like. We need to cut these bad boys up into pieces to see why they are actually good at impact protection, but still having good board feel. So I wanna dig into this outsole and see why it is that the foam is giving me that impact protection that I need, while at the same time this rubber giving me that nice little grippy grip on the ground that I liked. But what I also want to see is if this rubber thing that's on the outside, this thing that wrapped around the whole entire heel is connected under here, or if it just stops right here. I don't know, but that's what we're gonna find out. Let's start cutting this bad boy up. The hell? Why is it stuck? Why is it so sticky? Let's start by trying to take off the whole back end of the shoe. When you look at this rubber piece right here, it looks like it goes in and under the outsole actually. It doesn't look like it stops. It looks like it actually wraps around the whole heel. If you didn't see any of the videos from my Nyjah shoe review like series, then they are all on my channel, which you should subscribe to for a lot more skateboarding, shoe, and content. The insole that this shoe came with was so bad. Look at this thing. Like just a tiny, scrawny little thing. Like this is an insole. This is not just a twisted piece of pink cardboard paper. Not the best insole if you're trying to be jumping down anything. He obviously skates like the gnarliest stuff out of like anybody, right? But I don't know, man. Thing's trash. Rest of the shoe, however, pretty damn good. I don't want to cut this upper up into pieces. Like I want to have it as one solid piece. So I'm just going to try to cut all these stitches off that are on here. Hopefully that makes it so that I can get everything that I need out of this shoe. Damn, this flap is hella in the way. Come on. In all my years of reviewing shoes, I have never seen a stitching situation this drastic for the inside of a shoe, just to attach this like rubber piece to the rest of the upper. I feel like it's not sharp enough. Bro, this is like a brand new stitching situation they made up right here. This must have not existed before, because like, and even if I cut one part of it, there's like 3 more layers of stitches going down the side of it. Oh, this is getting in there. Oh. So this piece of rubber that goes all the way down in here is actually attached to the rest of the outsole. This rubber upper itself is also attached to the rest of the outsole. I've never, ever seen a shoe do that. There's a bunch of stitches wrapped all around the back of the heel that are attaching this rubber piece of the heel to the fabric piece of the heel. Stitch by stitch by stitch. This is pretty time consuming. When I cut up the Nyjah 1 and the Nyjah 2, I accidentally cut off the entire upper off of the outsole instead of trying to cut around it, because it kind of seems like it's one piece with the rest of the shoe kind of stitched into it. How did they make this? The Nyjah 1 and 2 both felt very different from each other, and the Nyjah 3 felt more so like what the Nyjah 2 felt like when I wore it. So I remember the Nyjah 1 felt crazy different. Like it felt really weird. Like I had like a super high arch in it or something. So there is no additional padding inside of the shoe. It's literally like this rubber upper, and then this is kind of just like a sock liner that is attached to the rest of the outsole. I almost feel like I could just rip this thing off. Can I? Stitched on. Oh, hold on. There's some stitches back here too. I had to cut one piece off. Sorry. It was Nyjah. I think I have to cut these individually in order to get the heel part off the upper. I'm trying to get the, there you go. Oh yeah, it is glued in there. Oh no, it's stitched in there. Oh, damn it. You probably can't see it. In this dark hole, there are a lot of stitches. So I need to try to pull all of these apart. Oh my goodness. Leave a comment down below if Nike has ever made like a full length video that's like along the lines of like fully flared or anything cool like that. I don't think that there has been. Is Sean Molto still on Nike? They should have gave Molto a shoe. I think it's glued down too. It must be, because there's no way. All right, this will be really cool if I could get this thing out of here without destroying the rest of this upper. I would be so stoked. When Elon Musk was making cars, he like lived in his factory, right? And then one of the problems was that they were having is that they couldn't produce cars fast enough, right? So what he did, they came up with a gigapress, which was a giant mold that they used to mold the majority of the frame of the car, so that way they could pump out cars quicker, because they weren't sitting there welding pieces of the car together, because the majority of the car was already put together. With this shoe, it kind of seems like the majority of this shoe is already one piece. That can't be right. Because these are different materials. Can you mold something with different materials? I don't know if you can do that. Either way, we're gonna get to the bottom of whether or not that is the Nike Zoom Air unit in the heel, because I've seen it for the past however long I've been skating these shoes, and you can't see it in the heel, but you got to take this bad boy apart to be able to see that thing, and I want to see it. Ugh. Oh my god. I'm gonna make my own shoe. I'm gonna make it faster, I'm gonna make it stronger, and I'm gonna make it harder than all the shoe companies. I'm getting sweaty doing this. This is hard work. Oh, there it goes. All right, let me try to get the rest of this heel off, because right now it's looking pretty toasted. Rip through that thing, the heel. Oh, there's hella glue in here. So I'm trying to disconnect this cloth situation from the rest of the upper. Yeah, I gotta cut through some of this foam to be able to see what's in here. I don't know if it's glued in right here and it's just the pieces are hard to take off. Like, what's the deal? I'm gonna have to just keep digging away at the rest of this, and then after I separate it and after I'm done with that, I'll cut into both and see if they are glued together or actually like molded together. I almost have the inside of the heel of the upper separated from the rest of the bottom of this goddamn shoe. I had it cut into the rubber part of the upper though, which I didn't want to do. Okay, it's almost out. Almost out. The upper's still attached to the rest of the outsole. Barely can even get this knife in here to cut it. So doing this accurately is not really gonna be the main priority. Oh my god. From doing this, I can tell that this part of this rubber outsole runs into the actual shoe, which is wild actually. That's pretty dope. Maybe that's actually how and why I was able to take some more impact than normal with these, because if I'm landing on the shoe and the outsole is connected to the side of the shoe and part of the upper, then maybe all that impact went into the foam and into the rest of the upper, like it expanded it outward. So if it's one solid piece of material, then maybe all the impact went throughout the whole entire shoe. Maybe that's why it felt like it actually took impact pretty well. I need to look up some physics, bro. I'm like stabbing into the dark down here. I can barely tell wherever the hell I'm supposed to stab to get the rest of this freaking upper off of this. Yeah, I think I have to cut into the rubber. I can do it. Okay. God dang. This is so difficult. Why is this like this? It's that last little bit that's holding on in there. And this last little bit that we need to get out of this thing. This freaking... I got it out. All right. This is the sock liner for the upper in the Nyjah 3. This is pretty much the single piece mold that makes up the rest of the Nyjah 3. So now we got ourselves a Yeezy looking Nyjah and the sock liner that makes up the rest of the shoe. So from doing this, taking this apart and looking throughout the internals of everything inside the shoe without, you know, tearing apart as much as I can, like minimally destroying the shoe, the entire upper is either molded to or really glued into the rest of the outsole. It seems like they use this fabric to go into the rest of the shoe. How did they make this? Like, what are the logistics of making a shoe like this? Usually it's like pieces that are all put together, patched together, like the outsole has the rest of the pieces that are stitched together and glued into the outsole. This seems a lot different than how any other skate shoes that I've taken apart are made. I'm gonna try to get this fabric piece off of the outsole so we could see if this rubber does in fact run all the way under and around, and it's connected to this piece on this side, on the bottom, as well as like on the sidewalls. Oh, there's like some like stitching patterns on the, or like some writing on the bottom, on the inside. Oh, it says L for left foot. That makes sense. Okay, this is the farthest that I'm gonna get it. So I'm just gonna cut it off right here. Okay, this is the piece of fabric that's underneath the piece of fabric that's underneath the insole in the shoe. Has a little L on it because it's the left foot, right? Yep, that's right, left foot. And then this is on top of that foam material that's in the shoe. Oh, oh, this is the foam on the bottom of the shoe. So if I stab right here, oh, you see my knife? Stab right through the shoe. It's just this piece of foam. Okay. Oh, shoot. The knife stuck. There you go. I see. Now that we see that it's pretty much a single, like, piece of fabric upper mixed with almost a single piece of rubber that's connected to the rest of the outsole, this shoe's, like, simple, but it seems like there's a ton of stuff that went into how it's made. How do they do that? It might be very obvious to people that know stuff about making shoes, but I don't yet. If you know how they did this, leave it in the comments down below. Here's the thing. The shoe came with this pink, I think it's the Nike Zoom Air unit, which is just a little tiny piece of foam that's inside an already foam, like, outsole, which is actually, the Nike Zoom Air unit is literally like a little piece of plastic with, like, sheets of fabric in it, it looks like. It doesn't really look like it's even foam, but it does kind of help with heel bruise. And I want to see if this is literally that same piece of pink material that is in a lot of other Nike shoes. Because honestly, did you hear that? Oh, no way. I think I cut into the Nike Zoom Air unit. I just heard the air come out of it. No way the Nike Zoom Air unit actually just has air inside it. Is it right there? Is it about there? Oh, it's definitely there. I'm gonna dig this thing out of here. This is gonna be way harder than I even thought it was gonna be, and I already thought it was gonna be hard. We know that this is attached to the rest of the outsole, so I'm gonna cut it off because it's really in my way right now. Oop. Super safe, don't worry. Okay, now we got a freaking, look at that. You're welcome. You're welcome, Nike. You're welcome for the inspiration. Maybe I should try to get at it from this side, because I can actually see it. Getting real sweaty. There we go. Slippery snake, huh? Moment of truth right here. Oh, hold on. This is not the Nike Zoom Air unit. This is something else. Oh, we got it. We got it out. Now my prize. God damn, why does it have to be glued together? Oh my God. This is exactly what I thought it was. I was hoping this would be a little bit more advanced than what I thought it was gonna be. And I was like hyped to find something new, some new technology inside this heel. That is what is inside the Zoom Air unit. This fabric, you can hear it when you tear through it. Like, it looks a lot better than what it is. If they were to take this same thing and instead of putting just fabric in the middle of it and put like some like foam material or something like that in there, it'd probably be a million, billion, trillion times better for your impact protection on your heels. I've been learning a lot about impact protection while making my own insole. That would be some good material that they should use. It's literally just fabric in between a pink pad. It's a pink pad with fabric in it. That's all it is. You see this? Do you see this? Pink piece of plastic, fuzzy fabric in the middle of it. And that is what Nike calls their Zoom Air unit. If you want to make a real difference in your impact protection, this fuzzy pad isn't really like the best thing. It helps a little bit, but it could be a lot better. And then the rest of this shoe, the whole entire outsole is this foam material with this rubber wrapped around it. Even when you look on the inside of it, it's still that foam material throughout the whole thing. It's not just for show around the sides where you could see it. It's actually throughout the whole entire outsole. So actually, I didn't have to cut through this rubber piece to get to the Nike Zoom Air unit on the bottom. So that means that this rubber piece stops around the heel and just goes into the sidewalls of the outsole, which is still really cool, but different than what I thought, because I thought it went actually on the whole entire bottom of the shoe, but still really cool. Very, very interesting shoe to take apart, actually. That was like surprising and had some twists and turns in there for me. If you think this helped you in deciding whether or not you want to skate a shoe like this, then leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe, and I love you. I'll see you in another video again soon. Bye. Peace. Yo, that was crazy. This thing's put together like wild.